Communication is so important during your adolescent years. You can reduce the amount of indifference and opposition within your friend groups, families, work, sports, etc. It is very important to listen and respond attentively to the person you are talking to or listening to. Also know that body language can be positive and negative. It can show you that you are fully confident and alert, or you are not. Try to stand and sit comfortably right now when listening to me speak. Do you see a difference? Lastly, remember eye contact is very crucial when talking or listening to another person. Class, let's now talk about the 10 examples of good communication skills. 1. Clear speaking language so they can understand what you are saying. 2. Suitable body language, open and non-threatening. 3. Positive facial expressions, smiling. 4. Listening, taking in with what people are saying. 5. Eye contact, so you know that people are engaged. 6. Gestures, such as shaking of a hand. 7. Posture, sitting up straight. 9. Sound, no swearing. 10. Haptic, touch, handshaking.
From making a class presentation to asking for a date, the key to success is the ability to communicate. We'll talk about that.
So join us now for this week's Teen Kids News.
They weren't practicing were the ones that probably were going to make a bigger difference in their lives. For instance, getting a job, getting into college. We've got to be able to communicate. If you want to ask somebody on a date or get somebody to say yes to go to the prom with you, we have to be able to communicate in a compelling way that gets people to say yes. And I think kids are more practiced on texting than they are on their face-to-face skills.
Lizzie, in the book it says that your mom gives you the responsibility for calling for things like doctor appointments. Why do you think that's a good idea?
It's a really great idea because it can help you practice your communication skills with strangers, and it can help you be more confident when you do things by yourself. I have to call when I make doctor's appointments, when I order something, when I want to make a nail appointment, and it helps me figure out my time and do things for myself.
For those of us who'd be pretty intimidated to make calls like that, what advice do you have?
Just be very confident and be very sure of yourself when you're on the phone, and don't be really insecure.
Any last comments on good communication?
Well, there's no question that face-to-face communications are critical for kids. And the one way we get better at that is just practicing. So if you get in an argument with a friend or something like that, instead of texting them, how about getting face-to-face? How about Skyping them or something where you can see what the facial reactions are and you practice those skills, because those skills are the ones that are going to matter.